Hi there, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Kayla. I hope you're all having a fantastic week. I know I am because I watched Hocus Pocus 2 over the weekend and loved it. I've only waited, like 30 years for a second one, so that's done. Anyway, today I was hoping to answer some questions that you might have surrounding Disney World's Disability Access Service, or DAS Pass. I want to help you understand what disabilities may qualify. There's no specific list, spoiler alert, but it's any type of disability or condition that prevents you from waiting in line. So we'll go through a quick list of what may or may not qualify, and then I'll get into the details as to how you might go about getting a Disability Access Service pass for Walt Disney World. So there is a lot of confusion. There's a lot of moving parts in what goes into a DAS pass, but we are going to break it down here, and I'm hoping by the end of this video you'll have clear answers and you'll be able to get a DAS pass if that's something that is going to work for you and your family. So without further ado, let's get started. So just really quickly before we get started, if you could please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, I would so appreciate it. Thank you so much. Now let's go. Okay, so first off, what does DAS stand for? DAS stands for Disability Access Service. The service assists guests with conditions and disabilities that make waiting in line for extended periods difficult. DAS passes are available for 60 days, that's 60 days after you register, so you won't need to reapply each day of your vacation, granted that your trip is less than 2 months long, of course. DAS passes are only valid at one Disney resort, so if you visit Disney World and then travel to Disneyland within the 60-day time frame, lucky, you'll need to reapply for DAS at Disneyland, so it is park specific. Now moving on to what disabilities qualify for DAS at Disney World. So to break it down, guests with any physical or mental condition that affects their ability to wait in a standard attraction line for an extended period may qualify for a DAS pass. There is a broad range of disabilities that may be eligible for DAS, and there is no specific list of what disabilities qualify for DAS at Disney World. Some of the common conditions that may be approved for a DAS pass include ADHD, autism, or anxiety. Guests should use their discretion when determining whether they should get a DAS pass for themselves or a loved one. If you are considering applying for a DAS pass, you'll want to consider factors such as heat, sun exposure, and how you feel in confined spaces. Some of the attraction queue lines in Disney World are small. I'm looking at you, Space Mountain, so definitely keep all of those different factors in mind. I'm going to discuss the elements that go into getting a DAS pass right now. So as I mentioned, there is no specific list of disabilities or conditions that qualify for Disney's Disability Access Service. A wide range of conditions may be eligible, as DAS passes are issued to assist guests who cannot tolerate waiting in the conventional standby queue at select attractions across Walt Disney World. Here are a few considerations when determining whether you or someone in your party may have a condition that qualifies for a DAS pass. So breaking it down, what disabilities qualify for DAS at Disney World? Number 1, disorders that make waiting for extended periods in the standby queue difficult. Number 2, conditions that worsen with sun exposure, heat, or other outdoor elements. And number 3, cognitive disorders that make staying in a line a challenge. What disabilities don't qualify for a DAS? Number 1, mobility restrictions. Number 2, conditions that require a wheelchair or a scooter. And 3, disabilities that do not affect a guest's ability to wait in line. So this is really key, and I just want to make this very clear. Disney determines what disabilities qualify for DAS at Disney World based on a guest's ability to wait in line, not their ability to stand in line. So most attraction lines are wheelchair accessible, and each attraction entrance includes information about how guests in wheelchairs or scooters may experience each attraction. If a line is not wheelchair accessible, guests with mobility issues will receive a return time comparable to the current standby wait time. So now that we've talked about what disabilities qualify for DAS at Disney World, let's discuss what DAS Pass allows you to do. DAS Passes enable you to request a return time to experience an attraction without waiting in the standby line. So once your DAS Pass is approved and registered, you're all set to go, you can use the DAS Return Time self-selection tool in the My Disney Experience app on the day you visit the theme park. You'll pick an available attraction from the DAS selection selection tool, and you'll be given a time to return to the ride. This return time is equivalent to the current standby wait time, plus or minus 10 minutes. Now, return times don't expire, so you can enjoy the attraction anytime after the given return time on the same day. However, you cannot make another DAS Pass ride selection until you redeem the first one, so it is beneficial to return to the attraction as close to your given return time as possible. You can select a return time for the same ride as often as you wish throughout the day, which is different from how to reserve rides with Genie Plus. That's totally separate. It is important to note that the DAS Pass doesn't allow guests to cut the line or wait in a shorter line than those in the standby queue. DAS Pass basically allows guests to wait the same length of time outside of the standby queue line due to a medical condition. So here's how DAS Pass return times work in 3 simple steps. Step 1, you register. There are 2 ways to register for DAS. The first is a pre-arrival via live video chat, or 2 on-site in the parks at guest relations. Step number 2 is to request a return time. After you've registered, you can request your first return time for those attractions. And finally, step number 3 is to enjoy the park. On the day of your visit, have fun exploring other aspects of the park until you can redeem your return time. Now, you might be wondering, well, how do I make a reservation for a DAS Pass? Well, there are 2 options to make a DAS Pass reservation. Regardless of how you register, the guest you're requesting DAS for must be present with you during your registration. This is because a photo will be taken of the person who needs the DAS Pass. Before registering for DAS, everyone in your party must have valid theme park admission linked to their account and a park pass reservation, of course. Don't forget those. So, you have 2 options for registering for DAS. Option 1 is advanced registration. Advanced registration allows you to virtually register for DAS by participating in a live video chat with a cast member. You can register for a DAS Pass 30 days prior to the first day of your theme park visit and at least 48 hours before your trip. Advanced registration is available daily from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. There may be a significant wait for a cast member to live chat with you, so I do suggest getting online right at 7 a.m. 30 days before your trip for the best chance of registering quickly. Here are some of the benefits of pre-registering. You'll receive 2 DAS advanced selections at the end of your chat, and you don't need to spend time registering for DAS while you're at the park, so you'll save that in-park time and be able to enjoy other things. A couple of drawbacks of pre-registration are you are going to be most likely waiting for a long time on the phone for an available cast member to live chat. Sometimes, honestly, it could be 8 hours or more. Serious about this. You'll only have 10 minutes to answer when a cast member becomes available, and the guest you are requesting DAS for must make an appearance on the live chat. So, a couple different factors, but all in all, there are benefits to registering in advance. The second option for registering for DAX is in-park registration. You're going to wait until you arrive at Disney World on your vacation and register in person with guest relations on the first day you visit. You can register for DAS Pass at the guest relations locations throughout the theme parks, or visit a guest experience blue umbrella kiosk inside the park. You'll find these kiosks at various locations throughout the parks. I do recommend visiting a blue umbrella location because the lines are usually significantly shorter than going to the guest relations central locations in the theme parks. Just quickly, a couple of benefits of in-park registration. You're going to have shorter wait times, typically less than 10 minutes if you visit a blue umbrella kiosk, and you'll have the ability to speak with someone in person. That's always really the best, in my opinion, about how to utilize DAS service. Then, of course, the drawbacks of in-park. You're going to miss out on, maybe an extra attraction return time, and you're going to take some time out of enjoying the park altogether to register. But in-park, very simple, especially if you visit one of those blue umbrella kiosks. What do you want to say to get a Disney DAS Pass? Well, this is a tricky question, but when registering for a DAS Pass, you don't need to worry about what disabilities qualify for a DAS at Disney World, really. There isn't a list of approved disabilities. Any condition that is not mobility related that makes waiting in a standby queue difficult will qualify. When you register, either in person or online, like we talked about, a cast member will ask you a few questions to determine whether a DAS Pass would be helpful in your situation. Parents or guardians can answer these questions when requesting a DAS Pass for a minor inner child. So when answering these questions, you'll need to explain why the person you are requesting DAS for cannot wait in the traditional standby line. Do be aware that DAS passes are not intended for those with restricted mobility, as we've talked about. If you focus on how your condition affects your mobility, you're less likely to be approved for a DAS pass. You should also explain why a DAS pass would help you and your family experience the attractions. You won't need to provide a medical diagnosis or even go into great detail about your condition. You'll just need to explain why your condition makes waiting in line difficult. Some examples of some phrases you may want to use to help explain your situation to the cast members include, blank is why waiting in line is so hard, or I experience blank when I wait, or my child waits in line for long periods of time. And finally, it would be helpful to wait outside the line because blank. Insert your specific situation. We get this question a lot. Do I need Genie Plus if I have a DAS pass? Well, I can say having Genie Plus and a DAS pass will significantly cut down your wait times. Genie Plus is a good idea even when you have a DAS pass because DAS pass return times are only available for certain attractions. Also, the guest registered for DAS needs to be able and present to ride when redeeming a DAS pass return time. The registered DAS pass guest must meet height requirements and be free from other conditions that may affect their ability to enjoy the ride, such as heart condition or sensitivity to strobe lights. To ensure everyone in your party gets to ride as many attractions as possible, I recommend purchasing Genie Plus or individual Lightning Lane passes as your best option. To get the most out of a Genie Plus and DAS Pass combination, I recommend using DAS Pass return times for attractions with the longest waits and then using Genie Plus for attractions with shorter waits. Next up, how many people are on a DAS Pass? 6 people, including the guest who needs the DAS Pass, can be added to each pass. So if you're traveling with a group larger than 6 people, check with guest relations about accommodating your group. Anyone in the party included on the DAS Pass can make a DAS Pass return time selection through My Disney Experience. The only requirement is that the registered DAS Pass guest must be present when redeeming a return time to get on the attraction. Okay, now that we've gone through the details, do I need proof of my disability? Answer is no. You do not need to show proof of your disability or have a doctor's note to be eligible for a DAS pass. To determine what disabilities qualify for DAS at Disney World, you'll simply need to explain why you or your child's condition makes waiting in line difficult and how a DAS pass would help you and your family enjoy the parks. If a guest makes false statements about their DAS eligibility, they could be permanently banned from the U.S. parks and forfeit any existing tickets, passes, or reservations without a refund. So DAS is really not to be taken lightly. You cannot qualify for DAS if you just don't like waiting in line. Okay, wrapping up with final thoughts on what disabilities qualify for DAS at Disney World. Any disability that interferes with you or your child's ability to wait in a conventional standby queue may be eligible for a DAS pass. To register, you'll need to speak with a cast member directly about why the condition makes waiting in line difficult. You don't need to show paperwork or proof of your illness or condition. And once you're approved for a DAS pass, you can select return times for attractions using the My Disney Experience app. I hope you found this guide helpful in determining what disabilities qualify for DAS at Disney World. For more information, please visit Vacationeer.com/YouTube to help plan your Disney vacation. We can take care of all of this with you and for you. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you find it helpful. And remember, if we can dream it, we can do it. Bye for now.